Good morning. Welcome to day one of my journey using a GLP-1 for weight loss. So hopefully you find yourself here because you are either beginning or thinking about starting using this as a tool in your toolbox to um, reclaim your health, your wellness, feeling better. Uh, if you're like me, you've tried so many things, and you feel the same way I do. You see these comments that people post online and they're like, move more, eat less. Okay, sure. How much less do you want me to eat? How much more do you want me to move? I wish that was working. I already work out. So I plan on, I haven't decided yet how often I'm going to do these videos. I'm thinking a couple times a week, probably on the day that I do my injection, which was today. Today was the first one that I did. So I'll probably do them, I'm thinking midweek and then injection day. Midweek, like just an update. How are things going? And then of course I'm going to want to hear from you guys. How's it going for you? Have you started yet? Or, if there's things that you want to know, please let me know. I'm just hoping to really share, like, everything. I've watched some really great informative videos, so I started this with zero hesitation. I felt ready. I feel ready to do this. And I think that's the key is you have to feel ready. With anything that you do, you have to feel ready. So hopefully you are there. I hope that you feel ready to tackle this method, this tool, when you've tried other things and you're just not having any luck, which is where I'm at. I think we'll talk about that, but today I really wanted to just spend a few minutes and focus on the things that I've learned so far and how my package came up. So this is my vial. I was surprised it's very small. It was really quite tiny. I was surprised. I don't know. I guess I was expecting like the full size vial. Now because I'm just getting started, I am on a low dose. I'm using 15 units a week to get started, and the syringes that they provided, I thought were pretty, easy to read, so you can see. So like the black plastic plunger thing is on the 10. So what I did, I already did the injection. I chose to do it on my thigh, but we'll get there in a minute. The needle, I was very surprised too. The needle is so fine. I was really surprised at how fine. Oh, I just bent it when I took the, I bent the needle, but it's extremely fine. So I actually did the bottom plunger and I pulled it down to 20, and then I pushed it back up, pushing more of the medication back into the vial until I hit the 15 mark. So the only thing that I have actually left to do at this point, sorry about moving you all over the place, is to buy some sort of sharps container to put the needles in. They do say not to put them in the garbage. So you are supposed to, mine came, I ordered them through a mail order, and so I got 3 months at a time. Excuse me. So they sent them in bags. And they labeled the bags, as you can see, month one, month two, month three. And on the bag, it does tell me, uh, what the, um, it does tell me what the instructions are, how much to use. So I'm actually going to store it right in the bag that they sent to me, and I'm just going to put it back in the refrigerator, because they do recommend that once you open the vial and start using the vial, they do recommend that it stays refrigerated. So I'm going to do that. Now, it doesn't have to be refrigerated. Like, it doesn't have to be refrigerated. I did do a little bit of research on that because I am traveling at the end of the month. And so what I read online multiple places is that to go ahead and draw up a syringe and, just carry it in your luggage. And then if you have the opportunity to put it in a refrigerator when you get to your destination, to do that. And I will, so I will. But my packet came with a bunch of bags of the needles, and then it also came with a bunch of alcohol wipes. That's what these are here. And then mine actually came with a really nice, like, tip sheet on preparing it, drying it, injecting it. I gotta say, that needle was so fine, I didn't even feel it. That was kind of, I think, the biggest thing for me was, injecting myself with a needle. But as soon as I took the cap off of the needle, I was like, oh my God, that thing is so fine. So hopefully if you haven't started yet and that's a concern, don't let that hang you up. Don't let that be a hold up for you, because it was so fine. I didn't even feel it go into my leg. So the reason why I chose my leg, my thigh, and they say to do your upper thigh, not your inner thigh, not your outer thigh, but your upper thigh. Probably because I would imagine part of it is that it's just easier to get to. You'd have to really spread your legs apart pretty far, I think, to do it in your inner thigh. But upper thigh, so that you can see what you're doing. But there's 3 recommended spots: your belly, the back of your arm, and your thigh. And I chose my thigh, and I may play around with this a little bit, but some of the research that I did and some of the videos that I watched, people have said that your belly has a very fast absorption rate, and you kind of get like a whole shot of the medication all at once, and then it like wears off, so to speak. And people were saying that they didn't feel like it was lasting a whole week, where your arm, your like the back side of your arm, not up here but back here, or your thigh, it absorbed a little bit slower. And that also is supposed to help minimize some side effects. So I thought that I would start with my leg, and I'll probably do my leg next week also. But I might try the belly and just see. But I thought for right now, being new, and just like not knowing, it's the whole not knowing thing that I know, it can be scary. So that's why I'm hoping that I can help somebody else with those feelings. It's natural and it's okay. But if you're thinking about it, if you've already ordered it, it's on its way, it's sitting in it's in your refrigerator, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm hoping that I can assure you, just just do it. The needle is so fine, you're not you're not going to feel it. Um, or if you have support, ask somebody to do the injection, give it to you. I personally know multiple people who are using some sort of medication or who did. I have one person who was taking it but stopped. Another person started about 2 months ago. Another person started, I'm not even exactly sure. We talked about it. Time flies. I'm honestly not sure how long ago it was that we talked about it. I feel like it was in the fall. So maybe October. So she's probably up, I would imagine, to 8 to 10 weeks um, into her journey. And then I have somebody else who's taking it, but for diabetes, not for weight loss. But the weight loss has, been significant for the family member that I have that's taking it for diabetes. Um, so all that just to say, and I think what you get in your, little packet is probably going to depend on where you order from. Now, one person that I know who started about 6 weeks or so ago said she didn't get anything, nothing at all. I got a really nice, like, welcome email that went over really all of the things that were on this informative paper here. She didn't get anything. So I'm hoping also that, this will help people who maybe did order and didn't get anything. And then this one also actually has a really nice diagram on the back that goes over how to do it. But they do talk about the caps on the syringe. It talks about pulling it back farther than the dose and pushing more of the liquid in, which actually it helps. It takes any air bubbles out. Look at the syringe. If there are any air bubbles in it, it says you can kind of flick the needle a little bit, get rid of any air bubbles, because of course you don't want to inject yourself with any air bubbles. That is not good. And then this says, the most common areas are your stomach or the upper outer thigh. If you choose your stomach, to make sure that you go 2 inches away from your belly button on either side, no matter where you inject, switch spots. So like I did my left thigh today, so next week I will do my right. Now, the week after, I might test out the belly and just see. So I'll probably do the left side of my belly button, and then on week 4, I would do the right side. So I'm going to keep left to right no matter which area on my body I decide to do the injection. And then they gave little alcohol wipes. So I used 2. I used one on my leg, and then I used the other one. And when I took the cap off of the needle, I wiped the needle, and then I also wiped the top of the bottle. You know, I I did half think about, and I had just opened the vial for the very first time. But you don't know. And I was like, I just want to be in the habit of wipe the top of the vial every single time, wipe the needle every single time. It takes 1 second, and it's a good habit. It's a safety. just, making sure that everything is clean. You are sticking something in, into yourself. So you want to make sure that it's clean, regardless of, how sterile they say things are supposed to be. It never hurts to just do it yourself. So I think that'll be it for today. I will do an update in a few days, how things are going, how am I feeling. Now, I did read and hear a lot saying, like, not to expect a whole lot the first week or two, but then a lot of people that I've talked to that have either, done these or, even things that I've listened to, people have said, they've lost 6 or 8 pounds in the first month. Now, did they lose any weight the first week? I don't know. So next week on injection day, I will weigh myself again and I'll see, did I lose any weight in week 1? If I did, I'll be glad. But if I didn't, I'm not going to be upset, disappointed, any of the feels. I always figure on anything, weeks 1 and 2 is you getting used to whatever the thing is, your body getting used to whatever the thing is, whether it's a different medication or, like a nutrition plan or whatever. There's a learning curve. So I automatically just take the first 2 weeks as education and just figuring it all out. So if nothing happens between today and next week, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to expect anything the first 2 weeks, but if things happen, like, okay, great. But if they don't, it's okay. And I hope that, you will, if you haven't started yet, I hope that you'll adopt a similar thought process that give your body time. And plus this is a very low dose. So in even the place that the mail order that I got this from said, this is a very low starter dose to get your body used to the medication, and all of that. And, really like not to expect a whole lot of results wise in the first few weeks, the first 4 weeks, because it is an extremely low dose. So it's okay. I'm going to let myself get used to it. A low dose, lower chance of side effects with the lower dose, and just, we'll just see how it goes. But that's why I wanted to do, like midweek and then injection day at the very least, to just give an update, like how am I feeling, 3 or 4 days into it, and then how do I feel at the week, and then like the middle of the second week, I'll do the same thing. How are things going? Am I feeling any different here? Am I feeling any different, digestion, all of that, and we can talk too about, side effects and how to cope and manage with any of those. Everybody's different. Any side effects that I have, somebody else might not have. What works for me might not work for somebody else. But I always find it helpful to know, like, what are some of the side effects? What are people using or doing or changing to minimize those? Are you having a headache? What did you do about the headache? Are you having nausea? What did you do about the nausea? Are you having constipation? What did you change or take or do to go again? So all those things. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you will consider subscribing to this channel and follow me on this journey to, my goal is 30 pounds. And, I will keep keep everybody updated. So I hope that you will follow and subscribe. And if you're already using it, or if you're not and you're about to, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment. Let me know. You know, let's how are things going? You know, like, let me know. I'm hoping that we can build a little community to help and support each other. So I'll see you next time. Bye.